Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to Frovia, your go-to destination for all the latest news and updates from around the world. I'm here to bring you a story that's sure to get you talking. So, let's dive right in. Today, we're looking at how External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has taken aim at the U.S. over Russian oil imports. But what does this mean for India and its relationships with major global players? The fact is, India's reliance on Russian oil has been a topic of discussion lately, especially when it comes to economic sanctions imposed on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine. Now, Jaishankar recently stated that the U.S. needs to be consistent in its approach towards energy security. He pointed out that while the U.S. is keen on promoting its own energy interests, it's also quick to criticize countries like India for importing oil from countries like Russia. This is a double standard that Jaishankar believes needs to change. But what does this mean for India? Well, with over 80% of India's oil imports coming from Russia and other Middle Eastern countries, the country is heavily reliant on these suppliers. And while some might see this as a risk due to global tensions, others argue that it's also an opportunity for diversification and reduced dependence on any one country. Now, let's take a step back and look at how this affects India's relationships with other major players in the region. For instance, there are talks of the U.S. potentially supplying oil from its own reserves to countries like India. But will these supplies come with strings attached? Will they be influenced by political considerations rather than purely economic ones? The answer is complex. On one hand, it would be a huge boost for India's energy needs and would help reduce its reliance on Russian oil. On the other hand, there are concerns about whether this would be seen as a form of economic coercion or pressure on India to take sides in global conflicts. So, what does all this mean for Jaishankar's stance? Essentially, he's saying that India needs to be able to make its own decisions and set its own priorities when it comes to energy security. And while the U.S. might have a stake in promoting its own interests, India should not be made to feel like it has to choose between supporting Russia or taking sides with the West. In short, Jaishankar's comments on Russian oil imports represent a big message about India's need for greater energy independence and the importance of being able to set its own course. It's a call to action that could have significant implications for India's relationships with major global players like the U.S. That's all for now from Frovia. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.